हरि हरि ओम शिव शंकर ओम हरि हरि ओम शिव शंकर ओम नारायण हरि ओम नारायण हे शिव माधव हे केशव हे शिव माधव हे नारायण हरि ओम नारायण परमात्मा अंत शङ्कर
जगत जननी शिव सा Sainath. Vibhuti Sundara Sainath. Sainath, Sainath, Satya Sainath. Sainath, Sainath,
शंकर नमः शिवाय मंगलदातर गौरी मनोहर हे शिव शंकर नमः शिवाय त्रिशूलधारी त्रिपुरारी साई मुरारी नमः शिवाय त्रिशूलधारी त्रिपुरारी साई मुरारी नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमो ओम नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमो शिवाय नमो नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमो नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमो नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमो नमः शिवाय साई ओम नमः शिवाय साई ओम नमः शिवाय साई ओम नमः शिवाय साई ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः साई नाम बोलो गोविंद नाम बोलो
साई नाम बोलो गोविंद नाम बोलो
साई नाम बोलो गोविंद नाम बोलो महादेव बोलो जय पांडुरंग बोलो महादेव बोलो जय पांडुरंग बोलो साई नाम बोलो गोविंद नाम बोलो राम कृष्ण बोलो जय बुद्ध साई बोलो राम कृष्ण बोलो जय बुद्ध साई बोलो सौराष्ट्र महावीर येसु साई बोलो सौराष्ट्र महावीर येसु साई बोलो अल्लाह साई बोलो मौला साई बोलो अल्लाह साई बोलो मौला साई बोलो प्रेम साई शांति दाई सत्य साई बोलो प्रेम साई शांति दाई सत्य साई बोलो साई नाम बोलो गोविंद नाम बोलो महादेव बोलो जय पांडुरंग बोलो साई नाम बोलो गोविंद नाम बोलो राम कृष्ण बोलो जय बुद्ध साई बोलो सौराष्ट्र महावीर येसु साई बोलो अल्लाह साई बोलो मौला साई बोलो अल्लाह साई बोलो मौला साई बोलो प्रेम साई शांति दाई सत्य साई बोलो प्रेम साई शांति दाई सत्य साई बोलो गोविंद बोलो गोपाल बोलो गोविंद बोलो गोपाल बोलो गोविंद बोलो गोपाल बोलो गोविंद बोलो गोपाल बोलो सत्य साई बोलो। वासनाद्वासुदेवस्य वासुदेवस्य वासितन्ते जगत्त्रयो सर्वभूतनिवासोऽसि वासुदेव 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 नमोस्तुते। विष्णु सच्चिदानंद वेणु गोपाल कृष्ण विष्णु सच्चिदानंद वेणु गोपाल बाल विष्णु सच्चिदानंद वेणु गोपाल बाल राम गोविंद हरि हरि राम कृष्ण राम गोविंद हरि हरि 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 विष्णु सच्चिदानंद वेणु गोपाल बाल विष्णु सच्चिदानंद वेणु गोपाल बाल कृष्ण राम गोविंद हरि हरि कृष्ण राम गोविंद हरि हरि कृष्ण राम गोविंद हरि हरि गोविंद हरि हरि गोपाल हरि हरि गोविंद हरि हरि गोपाल हरि हरि गोविंद हरि हरि गोपाल हरि हरि गोविंद हरि हरि गोविंद हरि हरि गोपाल हरि हरि गोविंद हरि हरि गोपाल हरि हरि गोविंद गोविंद गोपाल गोविंद गोविंद गोपाल गोविंद गोपाल गोविंद गोपाल गोविंद गोपाल सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम संकीर्तनं गोविंद गोविंद
Om Shri Sai Ram, invoking the divine blessings and the presence of our most beloved Bhagavan Shri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome to the evening of day 3 of CHARM 2024. Once again, we had a very beautiful morning today, starting with the Ekadasa Rudra Abhishekam, Panchamrita Abhishekam, followed by the beautiful Rudra Homam and Shri Sukta Homam, Sai Gayatri Homam. And this evening, in the true spirit of the venue in which we have gathered, the Sarva Dharma Service Center, we are very pleased to have leaders from various different faiths with us this evening who will be hosting a multi-faith symposium. We'll be hearing about the teachings and various prayers from the various different religions. Today's symposium is led by none other than my dear uncle, Gandikota Ariyamma uncle. Just a brief introduction about him. The Gandikota family has been blessed to be followers of Bhagavan Baba for 4 generations since the late 1950s. Their grandfather is B. Shri Gandikota Subramanya Shastri, the Rishi of the Sai Gayatri that we all chant on a daily basis. Their mother is GBS Gandikota Lakshmi Devi, whose Swami called Sumangali. Ariyamma uncle is the eldest of the 5 Gandikota brothers. He was born in Iragavaram, Andhra Pradesh in 1948. His father, Mr. Subbarao, went to New York for studies in 1949 and joined the United Nations in 1951. Ariyamma uncle and his mother, Mrs. Lakshmi Devi Subbarao, joined his father in 1952. In 1956, the family moved to Bangkok, Thailand, as his father, Subbarao, was seconded for 2 years to UN affiliate E-Cafe. In 1961, the Gandikota family first met Swami and his parents in 1960. Later, Ariyamma uncle's Upanayanam was conducted by Swami in Prashantinilayam in 1963, and the family held the first Sai Bhajans in New York in 1968. The Sai Bhajan group later evolved into the Sai Center of Flushing, New York. Their father, G.V. Subbarao, was one of the founding members of the Sai Center at the United Nations Center and the Ganesh Temple in Flushing, New York. By profession, Ariyamma uncle is a consulting electrical engineer and has worked on electrical, computer, telecommunications, and simulation systems for over 45 years worldwide, traveling worldwide. He lives in New Jersey, USA with his wife, Bala, auntie and family. Swami has cured Ariyamma uncle multiple times and has rescued him from complex and potentially dangerous situations many times. His 3 children, who I happen to be very close friends with, were named Jayavardhan and Aryavardhan and sister Vijayshri. Swami performed the Upanayanams of the 2 brothers in 2002. Ariyamma uncle is a founding member of the team for SaiDarshan.org, one of the first Satya Sai websites started in 1995 with Swami's blessings. He has been an active circle coordinator for many years with Sai centers in the New Jersey and New York area, and has been giving talks around the Sai organization and has organized many such multi-faith events in the past. His father, Shastri Subbarao, was the one who conceived the Sai Chakra that we see today on the altar. The Sai Chakra embodies the very facets of the Sanatana Dharma and as well as all the other world religions. And so as a precursor to today's multi-faith symposium, Ariyamma uncle will be talking to us about the Sai Chakra, its history and its implications in our spiritual growth, followed by which Ariyamma uncle will facilitate today's multi-faith symposium. With that, I hand it over to Ariyamma uncle. Jai Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Rishi. I've known Rishi since he was a baby, so it's very nice to have him here conducting all these ceremonies so nicely. So just give me a few minutes to set up.
भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us for our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Adonai Echad, Adonai Echad. Hashem Vahu Vahishtem Asti, Vushta Asti, Vushta Ahmai, Hriyat Ashai, Vahishtai Hashem. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Buddham Saranam Gacchami, Dhammam Saranam Gacchami Sangam Saranam Gacchami Bismillahirrahmanirrahim 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 La ilaha illallah Allah Allah 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 Om Saishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat Om Saishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat Om Saishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat Om Shanti Shanti Shanti
Sairam, everyone. Welcome, brothers and sisters, to this multi-faith program. I'll start with the Sri Sai Chakra, the symbol that you see back in the back, the large one, and then the smaller one for me to use as a pointer when I talk about it. So after that, we'll have the multi-faith speakers, because I think one more is coming. Yeah. Could you announce the speakers for the multi-faith program? Because I'm trying to juggle both the Sai Chakra and the multi-faith part. Please introduce the speakers, Rao Garu, as they come. And you can go in the order that's shown, or you can go as they...
I got it.
Or go down the line.
Sairam, yes.
Sairam.
We'll go down the line. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome four of the major religious representatives here. The one most to the left of you is Jennifer. Jennifer is a Jewish... Jennifer represents Jewish faith, and she's here to talk about the peace as she sees through the Jewish lens, if I may say. Thank you. And the next to her is Christine Binaco. Christine represents the Universalists of New Jersey here, and they both. And next is George Mutis. He represents the Christian faith, and the three of them are from the board of Monmouth Center for World Religions and Ethical Thought. It's a long name, MECRET we call it for short. And next to George is going to be introduced by
Boris Cooper.
Boris Cooper. He represents the Zoroastrian religion, and he's actually here from he lives in New Jersey. All of them live in New Jersey, and we are really very happy and fortunate to have you all talk about your faiths and their view of peace, world peace, as well as individual. Thank you.
Thank you, Rao Garu, and welcome to all of you. Thank you very much for spending your time here with us today to speak on your faiths. Now, to come back to the Sri Sai Chakra, I'll move to this side so I can talk about it. The chakra is here, and it's also in the back, the big frame on the back. So, the Sri Sai Chakra is part of the principles of Sanatana Dharma, as we call Hinduism. Hinduism is a term that was introduced later, but the original name is Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana means everlasting, eternal values of life. So there is no religion as such, it means values of life. So as we go through this Sri Sai Chakra, it's supposed to be a yantra. Essentially, a yantra is a diagram or a mechanism that shows the principles and powers of all these religions that are shown here. For instance, we have the Om of the Hindus, we have the Yin Yang, and then we have the Zoroastrian fire symbol. I don't know if you can see it, but if you want to move your chair, you're welcome to come forward and then look at it. This is the menorah of the Hebrews. And then this is the chakra of the Buddhists. This is the Jain symbol. And then this is the Christian cross. And then we have the Islamic star and crescent. And then we come back to the Sikh emblem here. So it represents all of humanity and the religions. And then essentially this is the universal spiritual map, you might say. So all of these faiths lead you to the Lord at the middle, in the middle. So here we have Sanatana Dharma, or Hinduism as we might say, and each of these faiths are pathways to the divine, pathways to the one God in the middle. And so this is all part of Sri Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba's principles, and which he enunciated in all of his discourses over 70 or 80 years. And so this came in a vision to my father, Mr. G.V. Subbarao, in the 90s, when he was meditating on the Lord, and then he went to bed and was sleeping. He got a dream. In that dream, he saw this visualization of all the principles and all the religions, how they're bound together in one. And so immediately when he got up, he sketched this quickly on a paper, on a chart paper, and then took it to Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba later in the day. And then he said, Swami, this came to me in a dream. Yes, Swami said, I sent it to you. So this is how rishis get revelations, how the Lord sends his teachings to people. And these teachings can then be condensed into the religious texts that these visions have been the principle of. So this Sai Chakra is in the form of a Shri Yantra actually also. A lot of these yantras are made as tools for meditation. And so that looking at each of these will once you have gone through it, will bring to your mind all of those principles. But you have to, of course, learn it from someone, at a guru, or recommend it through a guru, so that you get all of the deeper meanings that are associated with this. So here we have the first outer ring. This outer ring is a mantra that came to my father also in the 90s, and this is also a revelation that he got. So it says, Om Shri Bhaskaraya Vidmahe Sai Devaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat. And the meaning of that is, let me scroll down here. The first circular space is Sri Sai Satya Sai Surya Gayatri. Surya means sun. So one of the earliest visions that people have is of the sun god, because all life depends on the sun. So this mantra came to my father actually in the morning when Sri Satsai Baba came in on a golden chariot, sun chariot. That vision inspired this Gayatri. Then the second one is, this also came in the morning when, or actually late at night when Sri Sai Baba actually came up out of his stomach. He brought up a Shivalinga that came out of his mouth, and he held it for everyone to see. So this one reads, Om Prematmanaya Vidmahe Hiranya Garbhaya Dhimahi Tanna Satyah Prachodayat. So I'll just give the meaning of that, going back to Bhaskaraya Vidmahe. So this first one, which I didn't give the meaning, the Surya Gayatri, that meaning is we recognize the self-effulgent divine advent Satyasai. We meditate on him with all our hearts, all our heart. We pray that the Sai Sun God dispel our inner darkness and bestow on us health, strength, stamina, skill, and success in our daily life. That's the Sai Surya Gayatri. Then we have the Hiranya Gayatri, which is the second one. And then we have, that is Om Prematmanaya Vidmahe Hiranya Garbhaya Dhimahi Tanna Satyah Prachodayat. This one is, we recognize this Satyasai as the incarnation of divine love. Love. God is love. We meditate on this self-shining, golden-wombed, divine personality. Let this God of truth destroy our 6 demonic qualities of anger, lust, pride, infatuation, greed, and jealousy, and vivify our mental and intellectual faculties and lead us on the path of love and spiritual elevation. So and then the third most inner one is this one, here. Oh, this is the Sai Gayatri, as it's called, which is chanted by millions all over the world now. Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satya Devaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat. That's this inner ring. And the meaning of that is Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe. We have come to know through scriptures, preceptors, and through our own experience that Satyasai is the supreme divinity. We meditate wholeheartedly on this God of truth. So truth is also an aspect of divinity. We pray that he, the omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent divine personality, destroy our ego and primal ignorance and grace us with liberation. So that is the ultimate goal. But to represent that ultimate goal, we have the dot. That dot represents the infinite Lord, okay, that encompasses all this universe of different creatures, man. So Hinduism includes not just man, but also animals and inert objects, because the Lord permeates the universe. You cannot say something is not God. Everything is God, because he permeates, the divinity permeates the world. And the world, not just this world, but also the universe, and not just this universe. There are multiverses, countless multiverses. In fact, we say that the linga that comes out of Swami's mouth when he does this represents creation. So creation is happening constantly. We are not aware of it because we're caught in our little world here. And even this world has all of the other planets. Then there's the sun, which gives us light. So everything works together in this universe that the Lord has created, which is infinite beyond our capacity to understand. So these principles are all outlined, different properties of the Lord, how he is very forgiving, how he's approachable. You can ask and receive. Ask and thou shalt receive. We say that in the Sanatana Dharma too. just like in other religions. So this is, in a nutshell, is the Sri Sai Chakra. And this was, as I said, was given in a vision in the 90s to my father, Nandagora Sri Sambarao. And this has now been spread all over the world and is being, has been brought to this CHARM festival, CHARM event. And we're very grateful that we have this opportunity to display this. Now, I do have a limited number of copies of Sai Chakra, and we will send out a link to the full documentation on this, because it would take me hours to talk all about the Sri Sai Chakra. It's very intricate with a number of meanings, and so all the principles, practices, and powers and glory of the Lord, this is a capture of that. Okay, so now we will begin our multi-faith talk. Where do we want to start? Ladies first? Yes, he wants to start with ladies. Jennifer? Jennifer, please. Mike, please.
Can you hear me now? There we go. Would you like me to stay in my seat?
Okay.
Okay.
So maybe on that table there? Okay, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. No apologies needed.
Juggling a few things.
I totally understand. Well, good afternoon or good evening, everybody. My name is Jennifer Lieberman. I am extremely beyond honored to be here right now. Honored and overwhelmed. I'm looking at the overwhelm as a positive, because it's an opportunity to be humble and to take things in and be okay with not knowing. Because when we are okay with not knowing, that's how we learn. So I am here representing the Jewish faith. I was asked by Rao, a very good friend of mine, and I am a member of the Maha Center for World Religions and Ethical Thought, which Rao is our president. And so I won't take too much time, because I want to let other people speak, but I would say that I actually represent Reform Judaism. Reform Judaism is very embracing of other cultures as well. I'm a member of the Mammoth Reform Temple in Tinton Falls, and we do actually a lot of multi-faith, have a lot of multi-faith involvement, and I believe that multi-faith involvement and becoming friends with your neighbor essentially is extremely important, especially in this day and age. And I consider everyone to be my neighbor, even if you are across the globe. Our world is becoming smaller and smaller in some ways because we're so interconnected that there is no such thing as the other. And my Jewish faith and the way I was raised really taught me that from a very young age. My family was very much oriented that way as well. And there's a lot of similarities in many of the faiths, and we often don't realize the similarities. And even in Judaism, and I don't know a lot about this, but in Kabbalah there is even a version of chakras, which I learned actually when, I don't know a lot about it, but I actually learned that because I recently became a yoga instructor, and I was very curious to know whether there was anything in the Jewish faith that represented the chakras, and I found out that that was the case. So it was further proving that we are much more similar than we are different. And I think it's really important for that to remain in the forefront of our minds. I am not, for me, I am not a good Jew unless I am a good person, and I am not a good person unless I am loving and caring towards others. That is what my God would want me to do. That is how my God would want me to behave. So I would like to just share something, if I could. Bear with me one moment. I'm juggling microphone and phone. This is actually a prayer called Moda Ani, and this is a prayer that is said in the morning. And I believe our morning prayers are extremely important because that's how we start our day. And when I start my day in a positive way, thinking about God and thinking about my fellow humans, it makes my day much more likely to be a good one and is a reminder throughout the day to continue that. So the prayer is, it's Moda Ani, and it's, I give thanks to you, living and everlasting King, for you have restored my soul with mercy. Great is your faithfulness. How do we start our day? The first words we say in the morning are Moda Ani, literally translated as thankful am I. I would like to just say that when we start our day thankful and we live in thanks, it's hard to be hateful. The prayer is a statement that I, Ani, give thanks, Moda, to God. But why does it say thankful am I and not I am thankful? Wouldn't that make more sense? Why are the words switched? The very first word that comes out of our mouths should be one of gratitude. We often spend the rest of our waking day focused on ourselves, our needs, our work. It is important to ensure that we never forget to have the foundation of our day be thank you. Acknowledging that whatever else comes in our day is from God. Only after that has been said do we mention ourselves. And I think that applies also in terms of, not only in terms of God, but in terms of not thinking of myself, but thinking of others. How can I help others? How can I brighten someone else's day? So that is why I feel that is, although obviously many prayers in Judaism, that is one that I find particularly important. And I'm going to, it's not long, so if that's okay, I'd like to recite the prayer. It's Moda ani lifnecha melecha v'yakam shaherech arza bi nishmati b'chemla rabba emunatecha. I offer thanks to you, living and eternal King, for you have mercifully restored my soul within me. Your faithfulness is great. And as I said, that serves as a reminder to me of love. And love is really the only way to go. In my lifetime, that is what I am trying to spread. I am trying to be a representative of love. And this opportunity here is, an opportunity for me to do that. So I would like to thank everyone for listening. And didn't do the greatest job because this wasn't planned exactly, but it came from the heart, so thank you so much. I was going to say Sairam, Shalom, peace, and love.
Thank you very much, sister. Next, please.
Good evening, everyone.
Christine?
Yes,
Thank you.
My name is Christine Binaco. I'm a Unitarian Universalist from the congregation that is in Lincroft. I am also honored to be asked to speak to you of the dialogue on universal peace, which, as Jennifer said, love is where it's at. Unitarian Universalism grew out of Christianity. It now encompasses wherever one's path takes them. So it is not strictly a Christian religion any longer. The Unitarian Universalist Association adopted new language last month on our core religious values. While previously we had 7 principles that included honoring the inherent worth and dignity of every person, the goal of world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all, and respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part, the new core values focus on love as the underlying force for all that we are. The new language includes, love is the power that holds us together and is at the center of our shared values. We are accountable to one another for doing the work of living our shared values through the spiritual discipline of love. Inseparable from one another, these shared values are interdependence, equity, transformation, pluralism, generosity, and justice. While peace is not specifically mentioned in the new language of the core values, the further description of the 6 values underpinned by love implies the promotion of peace, particularly these words: reverence for the great web of life. We will create and nurture sustainable relationships of care and respect, mutuality and justice. We embrace our differences and commonalities with love, curiosity, and respect. We work to be diverse, multicultural, beloved communities where all will thrive. The revisions change the way the Unitarian Universalist Association describes our beliefs and values. It doesn't make substantive changes in what we believe. In fact, UUs don't have a creed that everyone must follow. We each are encouraged and committed to seek out spiritual truths for ourselves. But our shared values or principles are a touchstone for our congregations, of which there are approximately 1,000 across the world. The UUA's president notes that the new language adopted moving our living tradition forward to focus on shared values that will help promote liberation, radical inclusion, and communal care, both within our church and across society. Likewise, I don't have a standard peace prayer or a standard prayer of any type, because Unitarian Universalists don't have a creed or dogma that we all follow. We find prayers that are meaningful to each individual. I will say that in our religious education program for children, there is a wonderful reading by Sophia Lyons-Faw that centers on breaking down walls and not building them up, about widening the circle to include everyone, about lighting the flame within each of our children and not telling them what to believe, but encouraging them to be critical thinkers and being true to themselves as they decide what spiritual journey will be for them. Unitarian Universalism is not one of the better known faith traditions in the country. And that's too bad, because I think that it holds a lot of interest for people. There's probably a lot of folks that are UUs, as we call ourselves, a lot of folks that are UUs that don't really know that yet. Thank you very much for your kind attention, and I wish you blessings.
Hi, am I too loud? Hi, my name is George Mutis. I'm with St. George Greek Orthodox Church that is in the West Park Avenue in Ocean Township. I'm thankful and grateful for inviting me here just to talk about something about our faith and how our faith is with other faiths. As Greek Orthodox Christians, the Orthodox Christians were the first original church. And then there was the Great Schism, where you became the Western Church, which was the Roman Catholic Church, and then the Greek Orthodox, the Orthodox Church. That was the main place is Constantinople, Turkey. And during that schism, there was a lot of fighting where the Crusaders came through and tried to, stop and kill Muslims, Jews, and also Orthodox Christians. And a lot of people, because I also belong in Mosaic. What is Mosaic? Mosaic is we have kids, our youth groups, from every faith. And each faith presents their faith to the youth. So we have, we had about 7, 8 faiths, okay? Like the Christian, Catholic, with Jewish, Protestant, we had Hindu, we had everything. All the main faiths were there. And I'll never forget, after one of our faith presentations, one of the women came up to me and says, "That's not true. The Crusaders they didn't kill the Orthodox Christians, they only killed Muslims." I said, "No, you're wrong. They killed Jews and they killed Orthodox Christians because it was all about the power." And as Orthodox Christians, it's great that we came together with Mosaic and also with our interfaiths all together, because it's so important to learn about each other's faith and so many things that we have that is the same. And it was mentioned already, what we all have the same, that we all need is love, because God is love. So when we have love, we have God with us. And if we have God with us, guess what? There'll be peace in this nation and throughout this whole world. But unfortunately, the evil one will always tear us apart, try to tear us apart. So our Orthodox faith is, as Christians, we're followers of Christ. We're supposed to love your neighbor as yourself. It doesn't matter what faith. It doesn't say in our faith, oh, you're only supposed to love Christians. That's not true. Christ told us, love your neighbor as yourself. And that's what we're all called to do. And in our Orthodox Christian faith, we have a great example. And that great example is our patriarch Bartholomew. Our patriarch Bartholomew is one of the only patriarchs. He has tried to bring, and he has brought together Muslims, Jews, and the Catholic Church, and also Protestant Church. He has tried to bring them all together. And it's all about freedom of religion. And that's what we have also with Mosaic and also our Monmouth County Interfaith Council. We learn about each other's faith. And if that happens in such a high level, can you imagine the changes that we can have in this world? So our Orthodox faith, we believe through our great example of Bartholomew, okay, that we should also do the same. And when I joined Mosaic the first time, believe it or not, I got some flack from parents. They said to me, "George, why are you taking the kids to learn about other faiths? Are you going to make them become Muslim or Jewish?" I said, listen, we have one great example, and that example is our patriarch. We have to listen to him, and look what he does. And I explained to her, and she was in shock. She goes, "Oh, I didn't know about that." I said, listen, us coming together in peace and love will make a difference in the world. But if we go with hatred, yes, we're going to tear this world apart. So our Orthodox faith, thank God, with our Our patriarch is a great example for each and every one of us to be loving and caring to others and freedom of religion. Because our church, most of you might know, it's in Constantinople, Istanbul, Turkey. And even though our patriarchate is there, they could be thrown out tomorrow by the Turkish government if they wanted to. But our patriarch says that's where our church started. I'm never leaving, because other people have asked me, why don't you just move your patriarchate from Constantinople? Why don't you just move it to Athens or to Thessaloniki, Greece? And we said, no, that's where we started. We're traditionalists. We're a traditionalist church. Like a lot of the faiths are traditional. We follow the traditions of our forefathers. So in bringing peace to this world, okay, we're called as Orthodox Christians to love our neighbors as ourselves, and to show our love to and respect to everyone around us. It doesn't matter what faith they are. And I'll never forget, one of the priests said, he said, you might not like somebody, what they're doing, but you can never stop loving them. So we don't like people are doing, but we can never stop loving them. But even though you don't like somebody, if we come together like we come together with our faiths, guess what? We're going to find a common ground, and we're going to find peace. And that's where our goal should be. Thank you, and again, thank you so much for inviting me here tonight.
Thank you very much, George. Those were very nice words. And I'm sorry, Christine, I didn't get a chance to say thank you to you because I was up taking photos. Okay, now we have... It's not working? Oh, yeah.
Hello?
Try it. Yeah, that's good.
Oh, you can hear me?
George, please introduce yourself.
Yes. My name is Porus Cooper, and I'm here to speak a few words about my faith, Zoroastrianism. Some of you might be more familiar with my people as Parsis, if you are certainly from Western India for sure, which is where most of us currently are. I'll get to my main topic shortly. It's about 100 pages. This 10.0. But I thought I should, listening to my colleagues here and learning from them, I thought I should quickly mention what is the key insight of Zoroastrianism, a faith that was founded by the prophet Zoroaster, or Zarathustra better known. And the key insight is that in life there's a constant eternal struggle between forces of evil and forces of good, but the Almighty has given each individual free will to pick and choose between the two forces, good or evil, and then bear the consequences. I think I'm summarizing it drastically, but that's my understanding as a lay Zoroastrian. Right? And I will use the word Zoroastrian rather than Parsi because we're talking about the faith, not the ethnic group that the word Parsi indicates. I forgot to say good evening because I wrote it here. It says good evening. I need a teleprompter, I think. Anyway, first of all, thank you to the Sarva Dharma Service Center for inviting me to speak here. It is an honor, though frankly I wish this honor had gone to someone else, more qualified. So let me put a consumer warning label on my remarks before I start. I'm not a scholar of the Zoroastrian faith or of the history of the Zoroastrian people, and I'm not a mobed, which is the term for an ordained priest in the Zoroastrian faith who would be learned in its liturgy. I'm sure my friend Prabhakar, who is sitting there in that corner, carefully went down the list of those who better fit these descriptions, and he found none who were available today. Given the tiny numbers of my community, this list is very short. Somehow he found the last person in line, me. Thank you.
That's the best, yes.
And once Prabhakar asks, those who know him will know, it is impossible to refuse.
Yes.
So here I am. Here is my one qualification. I am a lay practitioner, and as I just said, I belong to the Zoroastrian faith. I was born into it. And I can claim to have average familiarity with its tenets and slightly above average familiarity with its history. That is the vantage point from which I will try today to present one Zoroastrian's understanding of what it takes to live harmoniously in a multi-faith world. Multi-faith in India, multi-faith here. So let me start on this journey with a recollection of a different journey that my family made just a few years ago when we were in India. We were on our way from Mumbai to Udwara. Some of you might know of Udwara. It's a sleepy village in South Gujarat, which happens to be the epicenter now of the Zoroastrian faith, certainly for Zoroastrians in India and those from India, which means the vast majority of Zoroastrians in the world. And just to give you an idea of what numbers we're talking about, the last census found that there were fewer than 60,000 of us in India. And 40-some thousand of them were all clustered in the city of Bombay or Mumbai, except for those who have been emigrating to places like the US, where we have a few handful of thousands. Anyway, why would we be going to Udwara? Because that's the epicenter, as I said, of our faith. That is where our main temple is. It is a temple whose modesty of size and appearance matches that of its rural location. In this temple, a consecrated wood fire has been burning for all of more than 1,000 years that the temple has been present in India. The flame is tended by priests day and night. It is fed by logs of wood and offerings of sandalwood by devotees, and of course prayers, which are prescribed for every one of the 5 periods that Zoroastrian liturgy divides the day into. The sacred flame generates sacred ash, which is then shared with devotees. By the way, all this should sound familiar to those of us here this week to participate in the Maha Yajna's Havan rituals.
Yes.
Does that sound familiar? There are uncanny similarities between Zoroastrian and Hindu rituals, including that a sacred flame is usually at the center of worship. No Zoroastrian household prayer, even household prayer, feels right without the accompaniment of at least a tiny flame, typically these days a tea light. You don't want to burn down the house, so insurance might be a problem. Anyway, Zoroastrians who are in the vicinity of Udwara make an effort to visit there. Once there, they sit meditatively in front of the sacred flame, which is burning in an urn called an afarganyu. Some read in muffled chants from the Korte Avesta, which is the Zoroastrian book of daily prayer. The temple is a quiet place most days, very lightly attended. There is no scriptural requirement to visit the temple in Udwara, such as for Muslims to visit Mecca, but people go, impelled by a sense of devotion, to come to our journey. We decided to go that year. We hired a car, which came with a driver, very typical in India, I think. The driver, we discovered as we chatted with him, was moonlighting. His full-time His full-time occupation was the priesthood, Zoroastrian priesthood. In fact, he was second in charge of a prominent Zoroastrian fire temple in Mumbai. You will notice that if a Zoroastrian priest has to moonlight, he is not becoming rich working as a priest. In any case, he was the last kind of Zoroastrian whom one would expect to have a statuette of Ganesha glued onto his vehicle's dashboard. But there it was, right next to one of Zoroaster. He and I never got around to discussing this odd couple on his dashboard, so I do not know how deeply he revered the Ganesha. Perhaps it was there because of the diversity of his clientele, I don't know. But I bring up this incongruent tableau in this Zoroastrian priest's car to illustrate the Catholicity, lowercase c, of behavior that I've noticed among Zoroastrians, both in India and here. Excuse me for a sec. We cling zealously to the core tenets of our faith. Good thoughts, good words, good deeds is how they are summarized. We religiously mark our calendars for Nowruz, the Zoroastrian New Year. Every day, many, if not all of us, set aside time to ritually tie the sacred thread called the kushti around our waist. We do all this in part because our ancestors endured, at a certain time in that history, of course, not all the way through, but they endured the humiliation of conquest, of coming in at the wrong end of conquest and exile. But they held fast to their religious beliefs and continued and went into exile even in India, so they could continue to follow the faith of their forefathers. And perhaps because our ancestors knew religious persecution, we today also grow up to respect faiths around us. Naturally, the intensity of our attraction to extra faith deities and religious preceptors ranges from casual to profound. In the Indian context, for sure, as many of you will understand, that depends on the depth of distress that needs to be ameliorated. How much solace does one need in sickness or during some professional crisis or a personal crisis? If you cannot get satisfaction in the Zoroastrian temple, maybe you can get it with some other revered deity, perfectly natural in India. Some of the most orthodox in the Zoroastrian community, in India especially, worry that this universalist attitude will eventually dilute the faith beyond recognition. But if that were the case, Zoroastrians in India would have disappeared centuries ago. Remember, they came to India 1,300 years ago approximately. They have some historical knowledge of the homeland of the origins of their religion, Iran, but they identify 100% with India and speak only Indian languages. Anyway, I have observed so even a Zoroastrian priest serving full-time in a Zoroastrian fire temple has no compunction paying homage to a Hindu deity as well. Nobody thinks that's odd. I have observed some similar religiously eclectic displays in other Zoroastrian households that I have visited. On a prayer table in my own house, an image of Lord Murugan resides besides that of Zoroaster. There is also a portrait of Sai Baba of Shirdi, and Ganeshas are all over the place. The Murugan image was gifted to one of my sons by his host during a visit to Chennai, where he had gone for some work. In displaying it, we simply respect and show affection for the culture which the image represents and the host who gifted it. The bottom line is that Zoroastrians, again from my perspective, in general, do not feel threatened in their faith. But where does this communal character trait come from? I would point to three sources: history, geography, and scripture. Starting with history, if I may quote a little bit from Herodotus, the ancient and first historian. He wrote extensively about the Persians and the Greeks and their wars and so forth. And this is what he had to say about the Persian character as he perceived it. Quote, "No race is so ready to adopt foreign ways as the Persian. For instance, they wear the Median costume because they think it is handsomer than their own. And their soldiers wear the Egyptian corselet, armor. Pleasures too of all sorts they're quick to indulge in when they get to know about them. So they're quick to borrow other people, good stuff that they see other people having. So you might say that this trait is in our Zoroastrian DNA. Separately, the Cyrus cylinder and the Bible vouch for the ancient propensity of Persians to respect and even promote other cultures and religions. The Cyrus cylinder, clay cylindrical tablet, was discovered in 1875 in the foundations of an Achaemenian era ruin in present-day Iraq. Among the claims carved in cuneiform script in the cylinder are that Cyrus had conquered Babylon without bloodshed, that he did so to restore the local god Marduk to his rightful prominence, that he was freeing all peoples captive in Babylon, and that he wanted to be beloved of the people, not feared. And, importantly, he promised to attend religious services in honor of Marduk, even though Marduk was not the Persian god. The cylinder may be self-serving propaganda, some scholars maintain, and while there is no historical evidence that Cyrus was a practitioner of Zoroastrianism, he most likely adhered to its precursor, the Mazda-Yasni faith, which Zarathustra sought to reform. But there is more reliable testimony also to Cyrus's benevolent character. In the Bible, Isaiah chapter 45, Cyrus is hailed as the anointed of the Lord, who freed the Jews from their Babylonian captivity and helped them to rebuild their temple in Jerusalem. Next, geography. I could have called this India. Among the Zoroastrian refugees from Persia who fled Muslim Arab oppression after the Persian conquest by them, there were many who came by sea and landed on the west coast of India, in present-day Gujarat. I believe these Zoroastrians did not discover India by accident, since the Persians and the Indians had a long history of trading. But it was fortunate for them, and fortunate for these Zoroastrians and for their descendants, that they landed where they did. India was, and as it still is, the land of many strands of faith. The Hindus whom the Persian Zoroastrians encountered were well accustomed to accommodating multiple religious points of view, of living together and respecting diversity. In this regard, the hosts and the newcomers were kindred spirits. A little known fact of history is that a bunch of these Zoroastrian refugees took the land route to China. And I'll come to the chase. There are no Zoroastrians in China. There are a couple in Shanghai or Hong Kong doing business, but that's a different matter. China has no equivalent of a Tata, a Bhabha, or a Godrej, or a Manekshaw, or Zubin Mehta, or Freddie Mercury even. Going to the scriptural aspect. As a Zoroastrian, I'm animated by two of our most basic prayers, the Yathahu Vairyo and the Hashem Vahu. Call it a two-part Gayatri mantra for Zoroastrians.
Yes.
Loosely translated, the first, Yathahu Vairyo, commits the reciter to respect those who are learned and to help the needy. The second, Hashem Vahu, exhorts the reciter to be righteous only for the sake of righteousness. I read these sentiments as being universal and egalitarian. And finally, consider this. In Zoroastrian liturgy, there are three grades of fire. I've already told you fire is a central sort of worship, focal point of worship among Zoroastrians, as it is among many Hindus. Each flame, each grade of flame, is a ritually procured and blended amalgam of embers obtained from multiple sources. For an Atash Behram, such as the Irancha Atash Behram and Udvara that I mentioned at the outset, a mix of 16 different sources of fire is prescribed. And that's the most rigorous such requirement. And which are these 16? It's funny, I didn't know it until I actually researched it for this event, and I thank you therefore for calling. I learned something out of it. Number one, fire from a cremation. Number two, fire used by a dyer, a profession that probably doesn't exist anymore. 3, fire from the household of a governing authority such as a king. 4, a potter's fire, a brickmaker's fire, the fire from used by a fakir or ascetic, a goldsmith's fire, a mint, ironsmith, armorer, baker, brewer, soldier, shepherd, fire from a lightning strike, and the household fire of an ordinary Zoroastrian. Since Zoroastrian dead are not customarily cremated, observant Zoroastrians fear that would pollute fire. Embers procured from a cremation obviously must come from a non-Zoroastrian source. In fact, I noticed that only one of the flames is specified to come from a Zoroastrian. While all this is academic now, with our small numbers, there's no likelihood new temples are going to be built anytime soon, and new fires therefore will have to be consecrated. But I'll conclude by saying that this eclectic list of fire sources specified by my faith's religious texts and authorities, again, is one of those things that attests to the kind of universalist approach that seems to come relatively easily to a Zoroastrian in his or her daily life. I thank you.
Thank you very much. And, I just wanted to conclude. Oh, first of all, are there any questions from the audience for anyone here? Any questions? Ladies first.
Sairam.
Someone, please. Yes, please. Is there a mic she can use?
I'm tempted to ask, but I was also feeling a little bit sensitive to ask. So I want each of you to share, if you were to pick a form of a god that you would love from another religion, what would that be and why would that be?
Let's start with you. Yes.
If you were to choose a form of God from another religion, what would that be and why would that be? Not from your own religions. And of course, he already answered the question. He has a Murugan at his home, so please. But why is the question?
I would say Ganesha, but I was going to say Krishna.
And why?
Because, first of all, he's a delightful God, a mischievous God, but a very smart person. And I cannot exactly quote his admonition to Arjuna, but I think that almost is a daily sort of a tutorial for us as to how we should conduct ourselves.
Thank you, beautiful.
Next, please.
Ganesha is
Ganesha.
also in Ganesha's role as inspiration for creativity and learning.
Oh, beautiful.
Next.
I would say Hanuman. I think also.
Why are you all
Hanuman.
picking Hindu gods?
Hanuman.
because of my recent training in yoga, and so
Greater
I think,
choice.
What was that? I didn't hear you. What was that? Great choice.
He said
Sorry,
greater
I
choice.
said great, answer his question,
Yeah.
greater choice. Greater number
Greater
of gods
choice
to
of
pick
gods.
So I think also, Hanuman is also Bajrang Bali.
Yes.
Bajrang Bali.
Mm.
And it represents, I know Hanuman represents strength. And while I was, kind of in my training, I was listening to a song by Krishna Das.
Ah.
If you're familiar with Krishna
Yes,
Das,
yes.
Yes.
he has this Baba Hanuman, and listening to that song was transformative for me as an inner strength, an inner quality of strength, and I had kind of this visualization because I still listen to the song now, just created kind of visualization within me of overcoming, inner obstacles. And overcoming inner obstacles is what leads us to God. So, and they're all, the gods, can do that. When you envision those qualities, they're not really different gods. They're different versions of God, and they're different versions of, what we have in ourselves, of our inner qualities. So, so that's one. So thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Next.
As far as I'm concerned, we all have the same God. we all believe in one Almighty God
That's it.
who had created us, each and every one of us here, in His image and likeness. So we are all created in God's image and likeness. So that Almighty God is the God that we all treasure.
Thank you very much. Very nice. Anyone else?
Thank you all for your wonderful thoughts. It's really very nice to hear from you all how we can all live in unison, tolerating each other's religion. But I have a question for all of you, and I would really like all of you to answer this. I guess thousands and thousands of years we have seen wars based on religion. And then even within the last 60 years of my life on this earth, we can see that religious tolerance is decreasing in the outside world. It's mainly perpetuated by the politicians for their self-interest, which is kind of inflamed by the social media and kind of also instigated by the common people and group as a fear of survival. I feel these three are the reasons why this is spreading. Even I can see it from 30 years from how it was to what it is now. What solutions you have? Well, how is it we can spread universal peace, like how we talk about here? Thank you.
I think the question is, how do we walk the talk?
Yes. Anyone, please?
Well,
Comments from a few?
earlier George brought up our teen program, Mosaic. It's actually called Garden State Mosaic, and it has its own website. It's on hiatus right now. But the Mama Center for World Religions had a goal of bringing together teenagers from diverse faiths to get to know each other, to work on a community project together, and to get them to be friendly with each other and to not other these kids from other faiths, to not see them as that different. That, I think, is a big step in improving the tolerance in this world, is the younger generation. And also, any time that any of us encounters a slur, a off remark about another population that we inhabit this earth with, we each have to stand up and defend the other person's right to their happiness, to exist here, to fulfill their life. Just not, we have to speak out. We can't let these comments fly by. So I do see some hope for tolerance and peace in younger people and in those of us who really try to make a difference in mutual understanding, and not to come at these other people in such a way that's going to bring their defenses up, but try to engage them in an actual conversation, look to their best selves, and try to understand them and where they're coming from.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Just to piggyback on what Kristen said, you know, with our Mosaic and also our Interfaith Council, this is a way that we can all come together and speak to one another and see how many things we have in common and how we can change. And I'm Greek, okay, and I'll never forget, my sister-in-law married a Turkish guy. Okay, now if you know the history between Turks and Greeks, okay? And I'll never forget, Takin coming into our family and how he was telling me that the Turkish people don't hate Greeks. It's the fanatical governments. How do we stop them? He goes, they're the cause. It's all about power and money. But us coming together through the Interfaith Council, through Mosaic, which Mosaic's the most important, teaching our kids, because our kids are what? The what of the world?
Future.
Yes.
No, you're all wrong. It's the present, because if there's no present, there's no future. Okay?
Live in the present.
Okay. So that's, Mosaic and our Interfaith Council, that's what we need, us coming together, and that will make great changes in this world and with our governments.
Sisters and brothers, thank you very much for coming here and speaking about the multi-faith in the Lord. I just wanted to conclude with one quotation from Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. And that is, sorry, I lost that. Okay. There is only one religion, the religion of love. There is only one language, the language of the heart. There is only one caste, the caste of humanity. There is only one law, the law of karma. There is only one God. He is omnipresent. That's why we say He pervades the universe and He is in everything. He can come out and materialize Himself at any time, anywhere. When someone prays with a pure heart, you reach that purity. And that is why we have these prayers and sessions, to bring people the peace of mind so that they can meditate on the Lord and achieve that unity with the Lord. Okay, so thank you very much.
Thank you all for coming here. And we have a small token of love and appreciation of your time and your brain. Thank you so much.
May the love we sharing spread its wings, fly across the earth and bring new joy to every soul that is alive. May the love we sharing spread its wings, fly across the earth and bring that is alive. May the love we share spread its wings, fly across the earth and bring new joy to every soul that is alive. May all the beings see, all the birds be happy. Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. May all the beings in all the worlds be happy. Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. May the love we share spread its wings, fly across the earth and bring new joy to every soul that is alive. New joy to every soul that is alive. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mruchorma
amritam gamaya. Lead us from the unreal to the real, from the darkness to the light, and from death to immortality. Let there be peace, peace, and peace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Before we conclude this, let me introduce to our guests the person who has sung just now. He's a very important person for all of us. He's an extremely learned man in both the worldly and the otherworldly stuff. And he was a CEO and CFO of several organizations, and he retired early and took up to this wonderful job of inspiring thousands of all of us. And he is Shekhar Boddupalli. This is his 8th such events that he has been part of. Thank you. Thank you all again for coming, and we appreciate your time. Thank you. Sairam.
Om Sri Sai Ram. Brothers and sisters, thank you very much to the beautiful multi-faith offering, which is incredibly befitting to all the yajna that we do. None of the yajna that we conduct are biased towards any religion, although the mantras that we all chant by themselves are totally universal. There is no mantra that is in our Vedic scriptures that has any confinement to any religion or anything. So in that context, Bhagwan is all religions, and in fact we don't talk about religion as tolerating other people. We believe that they're as true as what we believe in our heart. And with that, we're going to move to the next offering to Bhagwan. And we also don't call these as programs because program is self-centric, offering is self-liberating. When you think that you are an artist, you are bound. art and heart. What's the difference? Art and heart. What is the difference, Ariyama?
Art and heart.
Art and heart.
Art and heart.
Yeah.
What is the difference?
Yeah.
Well, for me, art is a visual presentation like the Sri Sai Chakra we have here. This is art. And the heart is the dot in the middle, which is the universal one.
Okay.
That is the heart.
Okay.
The heart of the world. The heart of the universe.
Okay. Now
Our
I'm
heart.
now I'm going to give you a googly. The difference is he. Heart has a he in front of it.
Well, that's
Art,
another interpretation. I said, that was mine. Mine is art is the Sri Sai Chakra, and the heart is the bindu in the center,
Okay.
which represents universe.
So-
we have these available. They're a limited number, but one per family, and they will be available as you exit on at that door. Sanjay, my brother, is going to put it there. So please take one per family. And please treat this with the respect that it deserves.
Yeah.
Please frame it and put it in your prayer room because it radiates peace and energy and Swami's spirituality. It comes from
we
this.
have not done enough justice, to be quite honest with you, about this incredible yantra. Today morning I talked to you about what is mantra, what is tantra, what is yantra. This is Sai Yantra. The essence of SAI as in the context of trigonometry is here. And if you take this and then you give it a shape and a form, and that form that emanates from this is Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. That is Tantra. And so why it is the essence of Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, tomorrow after our Mahanyasa Parayanam, I'll take 3 minutes to explain the essence of this yantra as Bhagavan inspired me to connect to it. So today I know the time is very short.
Yes, it was
so
hardly enough to cover the basics. but basically, there is a book that Father wrote, and it's available on the web, and we will distribute the links to that. The URL will distribute that.
Yeah.
You can download the book, the article, etc. There's a lot of information which we cannot cover in 20 minutes here.
You should do.
So thank you very much.
So with that, this prayer on the top itself is a very inspiring prayer. That's part of it's actually a very beautiful, befitting prayer. Yodeva satyasayinaha buddhim dharmadi gocharam preraye tasya yat tejaha tadvarenyam upasmahe. And there is a very similar slokam in the Gayatri. Yodeva savitasmakam diyo dharmadi gocharaf preraye tasya yat bhargaha stadvarenyam upasmahe. And that mantra and this mantra, that mantra is for spiritual liberation. This mantra is for practically bringing spirituality into our daily lives. Until that happens, spirituality is philosophy called Vedanta, where the guy who is talking and the guy who is listening, neither of them understand. Okay, that is Vedanta, and that is called philosophy. But what Swami is about is not philosophy. He is about percept. What's called as drushtanta, means concepts becoming percepts. And this yantram brings the entire spiritual aspect of Satya Sai into percept, in total practice in daily lives. So please, this is a study of a lifetime actually, not a book. I am 100% sure whatever Gandikota Venkat Subbarao Garu has put in the book is not even what we call as, in Telugu we call Avaginzalo Aravai Bhagam, means not even a 60th of a mustard seed that he could actually capture in that book. I read the book. And so it's really totally a living experience of Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. So let us take this, as he said, revere this, frame it, put it in your house, study it, practice it, and become aware of it. Jai Sai Ram. Oh, Sai Ram. I already have it in my altar. I'll take a second one. So, with that, we will start our Kramarchana now. And then as part of Kramarchana today, we have a very special offering to Bhagwan. Again, what is done traditionally in Avadhana Seva is, when these pujas are performed, at the end of the day when a great ritual has happened, people with great talent, musicians, singers, the dancers, all the, including Mangala Vaidyam, everybody, they will come and sit in front of Bhagwan, yearning to offer for him to listen to what they have practiced their entire lifetimes. Just for 5 minutes of offering to him. And that is in itself saying, I am simply the instrument, you are the actual player, please play through me. So saying the names of the people is not even allowed there, because there is no identity. There is no identity associated with what you offer to God. It's like you are, whatever is flowing through you is Him. Today morning somebody came and said, what did they say? Thank you very much. I said, why you are thanking me? Thanks, Swami. And then that lady said, because you are the instrument. I said, when you go to a flute concert, do you go to the flute and say, flute, thank you, you played very well? Or you tell the player who played the flute and say, you played it so beautifully. Why do you thank the instrument? Don't thank the violin. Thank Lalgudi Jairaman. Right? So this instrument should not be thanked at all. This is an instrument. The player is there. And the only thing that has to happen is, this instrument has to be completely befitting for that player to play. If that violin is not properly tuned, if that flute is not sounding good, then the player will throw the instrument and pick up another instrument to play. If you truly want to be an instrument of God, you have to be perfectly in tune with God. And then only what will happen is, God will be very happily playing. What happens through you becomes a delight and the light for everyone. Jai Sai Ram. Thank you.
Om Gananam
Ganapatigam Havamahe
Ganapatim Havamahe
Ganapati Ganapatim Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamamityupamashravah Tamam Jeshtarajam Brahmada Jeshtarajamiti Jeshta Rajam Brahmadam Brahmadaha Brahmadaspade Pata Anaha Nashrinvan Shrinvannotibhi Otibhisida Otibhirityoti Bhihi Sida Sadanam Iti Sadanam Namo Hiranyabahave Hiranyabahave Sedanye Hiranyabahava iti Hiranyabahave Senanye Disham Senanya iti Senanye Dishancha Chapataye Pataye Namaha Namo Namaha Namo Vrikshebhyaha Vrikshebhyo Harikeshebhyaha Harikeshebhyah Pashunam Harikeshebhya iti Harikeshebhyaha Pashunam Pataye Pataye Namaha Namo Namaha Namah Saspinjaraya Saspinjaraya Tvishimate Tvishimate Pathinam Tvishimata iti Tvishimate Pathinam Pataye Pataye Namaha Namo Namaha Namo Babhrushaya Babhrushaya Vivyadhine Vivyadhine Nanam Vivyadhina iti Vivyadhine Annanam Pataye Pataye Namaha Namo Namaha Namo Harikeshaya Harikeshaya योपवीतिने हरिकेशायेति हरिकेशाय उपवीतिने पुष्टानाम् उपवीतिन इत्युपवीतिने पुष्टानाम् पतये पतये नमः नमो नमः नमो भवस्य भवस्य हेत्यै हेत्यै जगतां जगतां पतये पतये नमः नमो नमः नमो रुद्राय रुद्राय तताविने आतताविने क्षेत्राणाम् आतताविन इत्या तताविने क्षेत्राणाम् पतये पतये नमः नमो नमः नमः सूताय सूताय हन्त्याय अहन्त्याय वनानां वनानां पतये पतये नमः नमो नमः नमो रोहिताय रोहिताय स्थपतये स्थपतये वृक्षाणां वृक्षाणां पतये पतये नमः नमो नमः नमो मन्त्रिणे मन्त्रिणे वाणिजाय वाणिजाय कक्षाणां कक्षाणां पतये पतये नमः नमो नमः नमो भुवन्तये भुवन्तये वारिवस्कृताय वारिवस्कृताय औषधीनां वारिवस्कृतायेति वारिवः कृताय ओषधीनां पतये पतये नमः नमो नमः नम उच्चैर्घोषाय उच्चैर्घोषाय क्रन्दयते उच्चैर्घोषायेत्युच्चैः घोषाय आक्रन्दयते पत्नीनाम् आक्रन्दयत इत्या क्रन्दयते पत्नीनां पतये पतये नमः नमो नमः नमः कृत्स्नवीताय कृत्स्नवीताय धावते कृत्स्नवीतायेति कृत्स्नवीताय धावते सत्त्वनां सत्त्वनां पतये पतये नमः नम इति नमः त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे त्र्यम्बकमिति त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनं सुगन्धिमिति सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनमिति पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव इव बन्धनात् बन्धनान् मृत्योः मृत्योर्मुक्षीय मुक्षीय मामृतात् अमृतौदित्यमृतात् यो रुद्रः रुद्रो अग्नौ अग्नौ यः यो अप्सु अप्सु यः अप्सित्यप्सु य ओषधीषु ओषधीषु यः यो रुद्रः रुद्रो विश्वा विश्वा भुवना भुवना विवेश आविवेश तस्मै आविवेशत्या विवेश तस्मै रुद्राय रुद्राय नमः नमो अस्तु अस्तित्यस्तु इडा देवहोः देवहोर्मनः देवहोरिति देवहोः मनर्यज्ञनीः यज्ञनीर्बृहस्पतिः यज्ञनीरिति यज्ञनीः बृहस्पतिर्देवो बृहस्पतिरुग्धामदानि उक्थामदानि शगुंसिषत् उक्थामदानीत्युक्ता मदानि शगंसिषद्विश्वे विश्वे देवाः देवाः सूक्तवाचः सूक्तवाचः पृथिवी सूक्तवाच इति सूक्ता वाचः पृथिवी मातः मातर्मा हिगंसेर्मधो मधुमनिष्ये मनिष्ये मधु मधुजनिष्ये जनिष्ये मधु मधु वक्ष्यामि वक्ष्यामि मधु मधु वदिष्यामि वदिष्यामि मधुमतीं मधुमतीं देवेभ्यः मधुमतीमिति मधुमतीं देवेभ्यो वाचं वाचमुद्यासम् उद्यासकं शुश्रूषेण्यां शुश्रूषेण्यां मनुष्येभ्यः मनुष्येभ्यस्तं तं मा देवाः देवा अवन्तु अवन्तु शोभायै शोभायै पितरः पितरो नो अनुमदन्तु मदन्विति मदन्तु
विधाता परमोत सन्दृक् प्रजापतिः परमेष्ठे विराजा स्तोमाश्चन्दागुंसि निविदो माहुरे तस्मै राष्ट्रमभिसन्नवाम अभ्यावर्तध्वमुपमेतसाकभयगंशास्ताधिपतिर्वो अस्तु अस्य विज्ञानमधुसगं प्रभध्वमिमं पश्चाजनो देवाथ सर्वे विमिमे त्वापयस्वति देवानां धेनुगो सुदुघामनपस्फुरन्ति इन्द्रः सोमं पिबतु क्षेमो अस्तु नः हर नमः पार्वतीपतये हर हर महादेव सर्वत्र गोविन्द नाम संकीर्तनं गोविन्द गोविन्द जय जानकी कांत स्मरणं जय जय राम राम शिवकटाक्षः परिपूर्णः ब्रह्मैव सत्यम् ॐ धोरसिधोर्वधोर्वन्तन्धोर्वतयोऽस्मान् धोर्वति तन्धोर्विलिचम्पयन्धोर्वामस्त्वं देवानामसि धूपमाग्रापयामि दीपं दर्शयामि उद्दीप्रस्वजातवेदोपघ्नन्निररतिं मम पशोगुश्च मह्यमावह जीवनं च दिशो दिशा मानो हि गुंसेज्जातवेदो कामश्वं पुरुषं जगत् अभिप्रदज्ञ आगहिष्याम परिपातया प्रत्यक्षदीपं दर्शयामि धूपदीपानन्तरम् आचमनीयं समर्पयामि नैवेद्यम् ॐ भूर्भुवत्स्वः स्क्रीन अंतःपट मानो हि गुंसेज्जातवेदो गामश्वम्बरुषं जगत् अभिप्रदज्ञ आगहि श्रियाम परिपातया दीपं दर्शयामि धूपदीपानन्तरम् आचमनीयं समर्पयामि नैवेद्यं विश्वामित्रर्षिता देवता गायत्री छन्दः ऋतन्त्वा सत्येन वृञ्जामि कामधेनो स्फुरामि अमृतमस्तु अमृतोपस्तरणसि स्वाहा ॐ प्राणाय स्वाहा अपानाय स्वाहा अव्यानाय स्वाहा अवदानाय स्वाहा असमानाय स्वाहा ब्रह्मणे स्वाहा आवाहितदेवताभ्यो नमः नैवेद्यं निवेदयामि मध्ये मध्ये अमृतपानीयं समर्पयामि अमृताभिधानमसि आचमनीयम् हस्तप्रक्षाళनं पादप्रक्षाళनं पुनराचमनं समर्पयामि पूगीफलताम्बूलं समर्पयामि हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः सुवर्णपुष्पदक्षिणान् समर्पयामि समस्तोपचारान् समर्पयामि ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामः इत्याह मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतादिवा वै तदाह उत्किरन्ते भगस्य लेप्सन्ते मोते कृत्वा सजन्ते यथा जनयते वसङ्करोति तादृगेव तत् एष ते रुद्रभागयस्त्याह निरवत्यै अप्रतीक्षमायन्ते अपः परिषिञ्चते रुद्रस्यान्तर्हित्यै प्रवायेते स्मान् लोकाच्च वन्दे ये त्र्यम्बकैश्चरन्ति आदित्यं च नं पुनरेत्य निर्वपति इयं वा अदितिः अस्यामेव प्रतितिष्ठन्ति साङ्ग्रहण्येष्ट्यायते इमान् जनतागं सङ्गृह्णानेते द्वादशारत्नेरशना भवति द्वादशमासाः संवत्सरः संवत्सरमेवावरुन्धे भोञ्जे भवति ऊर्ध्वे मुञ्जाः ऊर्जमेवावरुन्धे चित्रा नक्षत्रं भवति चित्रं वा एतत्कर्म यदश्वमेधस्तवृद्धे तेन सोऽस्याभीष्टप्रीतः यत्सभायां विजयन्ते तेन सोऽस्याभीष्टप्रीतः यदा वसथे नजं हरन्ति तेन सोऽस्याभीष्टप्रीतः यद्गार्हपत्य आज्यवदिश्रयन्ति तेन सोऽस्याभीष्टप्रीतः तथा आस्य सर्वे प्रीता अभीष्टा आधीयन्ते प्रवसतमेष्यन्नेव उपतिष्ठेतैकमेकम् यथा ब्राह्मणाय गृहे वासिने परिदाय गृहाणेति तादृगेव तत् पुनरागत्योपतिष्ठते सा भागे यमेवेशान्तते सा तत ऊर्ध्वारोहते सारोहिण्य भवति तद्रोहिण्ये रोहिणीत्वं रोहिण्या भक्तिमादधीता स्वयं नो प्रतिष्ठितमापयति विद्नोत्येनेन बहग्वै बक्वश्वायै बक्वजाभिकायै
बहुव्रीहिजवायै बहुमाशतिलायै बहुहिरण्यायै बहुहस्तिकायै बहुदासपौरुषायै रजमत्ये पुष्टिमत्ये बहुराजस्पोषायै राजात् यस्ते देववरुणगायत्र छन्दापाजः तन्ते देववरुणत्तिष्ठच्छन्दापाजः तन्त एतेनावयजे यस्ते देववरुणजगति छन्दापाजः तन्त एतेनावयजे सोऽवा एतस्य राज्यमादत्ते यो राजा सन्द्राज्यो वासो वेद यजते देवसुवा वेतानि हविगुंसि भवन्ति एतावन्तो वे देवानागुं सवाः त एवास्मै सवान् प्रयच्छन्ति त एदं पुनस्तुवन्ते राज्याय देवसो राजा भवति
पश्यति पुत्रं प्रप्रजया पशुभिर्मिथुनैर्जायते यस्यैवं विदुषोऽग्निहोत्रं जुह्वति य ऊचैन देवं वेद ॐ देवीं वाचमजनयन्त देवाः तां विश्वरूपाः पशवो वदन्ति सा नो मन्द्रे शमोर्जन्दुहाना धेनुर्वागस्मानुपसुष्टुतैतो यद्वाग्वदन्ति विचेतनानि
राष्ट्रे देवानां निशसादमन्द्रा
चतुस्रवोर्जन्यः
मन्नो यज्ञन्नयत प्रजानन् घृतं पिन्वन्न जरगं सुवीरं ब्रह्म सविद्भवत्याहुतीनां
राजाधिराजाय प्रसख्य साहिने
नमो वयं वै श्रवणाय कुर्महे समे कामान् कामकामाय मह्यं कामेश्वरो वै श्रवणो ददातु कुबेराय वै श्रवणाय महाराजाय नमः यो वेदादो स्वरप्रोक्तो वेदान्ते च प्रतिष्ठितः तस्य प्रकृतिलीनस्य यः परः स महेश्वरः
दूरमस्मच्छत्रवोऽयं तु भीताः तदिन्द्राग्ने गणतां तद्विशाखे कामेश्वरो वै श्रवणो ददातु कुबेराय वै श्रवणाय महाराजाय नमः तव वायुवनस्पते तुष्टुर्जामातरद्भुता अवांस्यां वृणीमहे ॐ अग्निमीळ पुरोहितं यज्ञस्य देवपत्व्यं होतारं रत्नधातमं यशस्करं बलवन्तं प्रभुत्वं तमेव राजाधिपतिर्बभूव सङ्कीर्णनागाश्वपतिर्नराणां सुमङ्गल्यं सततं दीर्घमायुः स्वस्ति
ॐ ऋषेत्वोर्जेत्वा वायवस्थो वायवस्थदेवो वस्तपिता प्रार्पयतु श्रेष्ठतमाय कर्मणे अनुते ते अन्ननुते दायि दायिते अन्ननुते दायि ते दायि दायिते ते दायि महे महे दायिते ते दायि महे दायि महे महे दायि दायि मह इन्द्रियाय इन्द्रियाय महे दायि दायि मह इन्द्रियाय इन्द्रियाय महे मह इन्द्रियाय सत्रा सत्रेन्द्रियाय महे मह इन्द्रियाय सत्रा इन्द्रियाय सत्रा सत्रेन्द्रियाय इन्द्रियाय सत्रा ते ते सत्रेन्द्रियाय इन्द्रियाय सत्रा ते सत्रा ते ते सत्रा सत्रा ते विश्वं विश्वं ते सत्रा सत्रा ते विश्वं ते विश्वं विश्वं ते विश्वमन्ननु विश्वं ते विश्वमनु विश्वमन्ननु विश्वं विश्वमनु वृत्रहत्ये वृत्रहत्रे अनुविश्वं विश्वमनुवृत्रहत्ये अनुवृत्रहत्ये वृत्रहत्ये अन्ननुवृत्रहत्ये वृत्रहत्यजति वृत्रा हत्ये अनुक्षत्रं क्षत्रमन्ननुक्षत्रमन्ननुक्षत्रमन्ननुक्षत्रमनु क्षत्रमन्ननुक्षत्रं क्षत्रमनुसहस्सहो नक्षत्रं क्षत्रमनुसहः अनुसहस्सः अन्ननुसहो यजत्र यजत्रसः अन्ननुसहो यजत्र सहो यजत्र यजत्र सहस्सहो यजत्रेन्द्रेन्द्र यजत्र सहस्सहो यजत्रेन्द्र यजत्रेन्द्रेन्द्र यजत्र यजत्रेन्द्र देवेभिर्देवेभिरिन्द्र यजत्र यजत्रेन्द्र देवेभिः इन्द्रदेवेभिर्देवेभिरिन्द्रेन्द्र देवेभिरन्ननु देवेभिरिन्द्रेन्द्र देवेभिरनु देवेभिरन्ननु देवेभिर्देवेभिरनुते ते अनुदेवेभिर्देवेभिरनुते अनुते ते अन्ननुते नृशह्ये दृशह्ये ते अन्ननुते दृशह्ये ते दृशह्ये दृशह्ये ते ते दृशह्ये दृशह्य इति नृसह्ये ॐ शतमानं भवति शतायुः पुरुषः शतेन्द्रिय आयुष्येवेन्द्रिये प्रतिष्ठते ॐ स्वस्ति
अग्न आयाहि
वीतये गृणानो हव्यदातये निहोता सत्सि बर्हिषे
अहमस्मि प्रथमजारतास्य
पूर्वं देवेभ्यो अमृतस्य नापाये व्योमा ददाति स देवमा अहमन्नमन्नमदन्तमाद्मे अहं विश्वं भुवनमभ्यभवात् सुवर्णज्योतिः
ॐ स्वस्ति
शृण्वो देवेदमिष्टय आवो भवन्तु पीतये संयोदभिस्रवन्तु नः नमो व्रातपतये नमो गणपतये नमो प्रमथपतये नमस्ते स्तुलम्बोदराय
एकदन्ताय
विघ्नविनाशिने शिवसुताय श्रीवरदमूर्तये नमो नमः ॐ स्वस्ति आनन्दो ब्रह्मेति व्यजानात् आनन्दाद्वेव खल्विमानि भूतानि जायन्ते आनन्देन जातानि जीवन्ति आनन्दं प्रयन्त्यभिसंविशन्ते ते सैषा भार्गवीवारुणे विद्या परमे व्योमन् प्रतिष्ठिता य एवं वेद प्रतिष्ठति अन्नवानन्नादो भवति महान् भवति प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्मवत्ससेन महान् कीर्त्या
स्वस्ति श्रीकल्याणगुणावहं रिपुहरं दुःस्वप्नदोषापहं गङ्गास्नानविशेषपुण्यपुण्यफलदं गोदानतुल्यनृणाम् आयुर्वर्धममुत्तमं शुभकरं सन्तानसम्पत्प्रदं नानाकर्मसुसाधनं समुचितं पञ्चाङ्गमागण्यतां तिथिर्विष्णुस्तदा वारो नक्षत्रं विष्णुरेव च योगश्च करणं चैव सर्वं विष्णुमयं जगत् ॐ स्वस्ति
व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्ते पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकतातन्तपोनिधिं व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः ॐ स्वस्ति ब्रह्ममुरारिसुराचितलिङ्गं निर्मलभाषितशोभितलिङ्गं जन्मजदुःखविनाशकलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं देवमुनिप्रवराचितलिङ्गं कामदहनकरुणाकरलिङ्गं रावणदर्पविनाशकलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं सर्वसुगन्धसुलेपितलिङ्गं बुद्धिविवर्धनकारणलिङ्गं सिद्धसुरासुरवन्दितलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं कनकमहामणिभूषितलिङ्गं फणिपतिवेष्टितशोभितलिङ्गं दक्षसुयज्ञविनाशकलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं कुङ्कुमचन्दनलेपितलिङ्गं पङ्कजहारसुशोभितलिङ्गं सञ्चितपापविनाशकलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं देवगणार्चितसेवितलिङ्गं भावे भक्तिभिरेव
शिवलिङ्गं परमपदं परमात्मकलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् लिङ्गाष्टकमिदं पुण्यं यः पठेत् शिवसन्निधौ शिवलोकमवाप्नोति शिवेन सह मोदते।
Pink mic. Pink mic.
नाट्यसेवामवधारय
శౌర్యంతు శూలమభయే అన్యే డమరుకం తథా వామహస్తే తు డోలాటో ఇతరే అగ్నిపాత్రకం వామహస్తే తు డోలాటో ఇతరే అగ్నిపాత్రకం వామకర్ణే ఇందుపత్రం చ దక్షిణే నక్రకుండలం వామకర్ణే ఇందుపత్రం చ దక్షిణే నక్రకుండలం అభయే ఫణిసంయుక్తం సర్వాంగే భస్మధారిణో అభయే ఫణిసంయుక్తం సర్వాంగే భస్మధారిణో ఏవో నటేశ మధ్యంతో జ్ఞానమంత్రేణ పూజయేత్ ఏవో నటేశ మధ్యంతో జ్ఞానమంత్రేణ పూజయేత్ ఏవో నటేశ మధ్యంతో జ్ఞానమంత్రేణ పూజయేత్ శివుడు తాండవమాడే
तथास्तु
सुखिनो भवन्तु आशिषः सन्तु
ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्त जनाथम रक्षक भक्त जनाथम रक्षक कोटि महेश्वर ओम जय जगदीश हरे जय जगन्नाथी कला सर्वा मानवते स्वामी
Loving Sairam and greetings from Shanti, Science Wise, July 15th, 2024. It is said that the true Guru is buried in the divine trinity of Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara. What is the inner meaning of this statement? Bhagavan lovingly clarifies for us today. The entire world of manifestation is the play of Brahma, Vishnu and Ishvara. Brahma creates, Vishnu sustains, and Ishvara dissolves or merges. Brahma determines your next birth according to your previous karmas, whereas Vishnu sustains the creation of Brahma. A plant cannot grow of its own accord. It has to be looked after, watered and fenced. Only then it will become a big tree. In the same manner, it is not enough for the Guru to merely suggest to you to recite the name of the Lord and carry on with your meditation. He has to also look after your practice and progress by giving you the necessary support and strength. The work of Ishvara is to make things merge with infinity. Laya, or dissolution, means merging the soul with Paramatma. Ishvara dissolves the individual into the universal. Thus, the entire process consists of creation, sustenance, and merger. The trinity of Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara does not represent the three gurus, but relates to the same being functioning in three different directions at three different times. Summer showers, June 20th, 1973. Wishing you a day with side, for side, and inside. Sairam.
Sri Sairam, before we do the Kramarchana, being asked to fill the spot as usual because food is delayed a little bit. Bhajan has very beautifully summarized in this thought for the day what it means to worship God. And this God, G-O-D, as we were talking about in the Multi-Faith Symposium today, represents the G for generation, O for organization, and D for dissolution, not destruction. So therefore, this G-O-D that we are really worshipping is about what the entire process of the creation is. And today, what we also contemplate on is every religion has said that God is love, and love is God. Bhagavan has very beautifully described this in one beautiful bhajan that one of my most favorite bhajans. And if any religion is asked, what is the definition of God? In one line, define God. How will we define that? I wanted to ask a question, but it was too complex for each of the religions to answer that. In the very first definition of the word God in Vedas is described as Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma. Brahman, the divine consciousness, is Satyam, the truth. Jnanam, the awareness of wisdom, and Brahma, the Anantam, is infinite. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. These are the three principles that define the divinity. Satyam is understood as very simply that which is truth. That which is truth is always present. That's called omnipresent. And that is the definition of what Satya means. Presence, total presence, all the time, everywhere, anytime. Sada, Sarvatra, Sarvakaleshu. That is the definition in what God is as the first principle, omnipresent. Second one is Jnana. Jnana is awareness. Awareness is omniscient, the all-knowing. Anantam is infinite, boundless. And therefore there is omnipotence. The omnipresence, omniscience, omnipotence is the definition of God. And before the food comes, let us all sing this beautiful bhajan by Bhagavan in his own way.
Satyam Jnanamanantam Brahma. Satyam Jnanamanantam Brahma. Satyam Jnanamanantam Brahma. Knowing, boundless, truth, satyam, knowing, jnana, ananta, boundless, infinite. Same words in English. Why do you stop singing? Because we only know these words as parrots. We don't know what they mean in English. Unless you translate every mantra into English, you have not understood the mantra. We are only chanting mantras, but not living mantras. To live the mantra, take every mantra and put it into English. Truth, knowing, boundless, God. Truth, knowing, boundless, God. Any religion. This is the definition of God. Any religion. Omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent. The all-powerful, the ever-present, and the all-knowing. That is also called Satchit Ananda. The presence, the awareness, and the bliss. The being, the awareness, bliss, absolute. B-A-B-A. That is God. 1, 2, 3, 4.
stayed all the way through. She survived our program today. Jai Sahita. Let's change Eve to Hashem Simha. Right. Right. Eve to Hashem Simha. Eve to Hashem Simha. Simha, ha, simha, not simha, simha. Okay, that is Jewish. Okay, not simha. Hebrew Hashem simha. Hebrew Hashem simha. Come and serve the Holy One with joy. Come and serve the Holy One with joy. And then what happens? I die, 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 I die, 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 I die, die, die. The ego dies, then you come and serve the Holy One with joy. The ego dies, then you put your I apart, and therefore you become put apart I. It's not put apart me, it's put apart I. Die. Are you ready now? The words Eve to Hashem Basimcha. Eve to Hashem Basimcha. Eve to Hashem Basimcha. Eve to Hashem Basimcha. Come and serve the Holy One with joy. Come and serve the Holy One with joy. Eve to Hashem Basimcha. Eve to Hashem Basimcha. Eve to Hashem Diksha Vastra, when you arrive here 6:30%, please put it in the bins. There were 7:30 Yes, sir.